Good evening and welcome to Lane 9. I'm your host, Ariana Kukers. You guessed it, we're in a different set tonight because it's been raining all day here in Omaha. We are where all of the action has taken place tonight, and I know that we're running a few minutes late, but I promise that our guest list will make it all okay in the end. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get started right away with all the action with Carolyn Joyce. It was a fast time tonight.
Yeah. I know people were really hyping up the men's 200 IM last night, but I think tonight was actually my favorite day of racing, my favorite night of racing of all 7 days so far.
We're well into day 7. So the 100 fly took place tonight for men.
Yes, the 100 fly for men, and this event was wide open. I polled several coaches and several swimmers today, and some people thought Phelps would be in, some people thought Phelps would be out. Personally, I had Phelps on my list because he just does not lose this race. And then Tom Shields came out in second. It was very close, 6/100th of a second, separating second through fourth place. You know, I spoke with Tim Phillips after that race, and of course he's bummed, you know, like we talked about last night. His girlfriend, Katie Miley, did make the team in the breaststroke event. But one thing he said, he was like, you know, it really does suck, and it does. And all of our hearts break for the people that are below that second place. And he's like, but I'm not done yet. And
I love that.
I love that too.
Just a smirk. And I think that people like that come back stronger than ever. When they have that fire, they know they let themselves be disappointed and sad in some ways, and then they come back and they light that fire under them, and you can't stop them.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to the 200 backstroke for women.
Yeah, 200 backstroke for women. It was very fast. Maya Dorado dropping over a second off of her personal best time with a 2:06.9, and she ranks now as the 4th fastest time in the world this year. Missy coming in second with the 9th fastest time in the world. So Missy's time of 2:07.8 is about maybe 4.5 seconds, 3.5 seconds off of her personal best that she set in the London Olympics 4 years ago. So we do know that Missy has the potential to be faster than she has been, but, you know, we'll see. I think she's just really happy to sneak in that second place spot in that race.
I think she is too. I've seen her multiple times throughout the week, and, you know, I think getting trials under your belt, being able to get back to training for a few weeks, reset, go on to Rio, I think that we're going to see a lot faster swims out of somebody like Missy.
I agree, and when this meet doesn't go bad, but you still manage to squeak out those first and second place finishes, I think no matter what, it's going to be so much better. It's going to be such a huge relief, a stress relief off of her shoulders, and we'll see some faster swims from Missy in Rio.
I think so too. So moving on to the 800 free for women. It was a little bit of a different race than I expected. The same finishers that I thought, but I was really pulling for Katie to do something.
Yeah, I think everyone was. So Katie, like she does, took it out under world record pace at the 200. Something that was kind of interesting about Katie's swim, she was doing like a 1 to 2 beat kick for this entire
I saw that
800,
as well.
yeah. And so I kind of thought, like, is she going to turn those legs on? Are we going to see something special at the end? But you know what? This was Katie Ledecky's 10th race of the meet.
Unbelievable.
And it's not like she's swimming 50 freestyles. You know, she's a distance girl. She swam her first race on day 1. It's now day 7, and I think we saw some tiredness out of Ledecky, and that's okay. You know, 8:10 is nothing to snuff about. No. It's still incredibly fast. And then we had Leah Smith in second place with an 8:20.
So Katie Ledecky actually bumped herself out of the top 10 tonight, the top 10 of all time in the 800 free. She owns the 11 spots. And so, I mean, exactly, it's not anything that you can complain about. She had a phenomenal race. I've talked to her a couple times. I asked her about her 400 free earlier this week because, if you remember, she went out way under world record pace. And her coach said, I just let her go free and just kind of let her use those sprinting genes, I guess. And she's been dabbling in a lot of races, you know?
She has. You know, she finished in 7th place in the 100 freestyle, so just out of that top 6, which means we won't see her on the relay, but she still went a 53, and that girl's a distance swimmer. That's nuts.
It's unbelievable to see her versatility.
Yeah.
50 free for men was fast.
Whew, that one got my heart beating.
I bet it did.
50 free for men, an incredible race. We saw Nathan Adrian with the win. Former teammates Nathan Adrian and Anthony Irvin, still good friends, 21.51, 21.52. They're 3 and 4 in the world this year. And something I really love about this 50 free with these two guys, Irvin in particular, Anthony won the gold medal, tied for first with Gary Hall Jr., in the 50 freestyle 16 years ago in the Sydney Olympics when you and I were
Unbelievable.
Kids. Yes. So here he is now coming back for his 3rd Olympic Games, his 3rd swim in the 50 freestyle, and, you know, hearts up. My heart is with Anthony on that one. I really hope, you know, he can put that swim together in the finals. like he kind of missed out on a little bit in London with that start. So
yeah, I think so too. And I actually did a swim clinic with him a couple months ago, and so we had a 2-hour car drive to San Diego, which was great because I got to hear kind of all about his journey. And he is somebody who I have so much respect for. He has faced a lot of adversity, had a lot of success, and he brings a lot of experience to this Rio Olympics.
He really does. He just released a book as well. His life is definitely fascinating, and I love how swimming has brought him back here.
I think so too.
And I think he's definitely a fan favorite as well. Definitely an athlete favorite.
Yeah. So let's move on to the semifinals for women, the 50 freestyle.
Holy cow.
How was this to watch?
It was exciting. I was talking to a couple of my past teammates, like, are you nervous or does it upset you when you watch your best events from Olympic trials? And, kind of mixed reviews. For me, I've been sitting here for 7 days waiting for the women's 50 free. I was so excited to watch this, and it did not disappoint.
No.
We had Abby Weitzel out in first with a 24.34,
wow.
And then Madison Kennedy, my former teammate, 24.39. And those are the 6th and 7th fastest times in the world this year. So I'm really excited about that race. This is actually the fastest an American woman has gone in, 6 years.
Wow.
Since 2008. And, Dara has the American record that she set in Beijing in 2008. And we haven't seen a woman go under 24.4. I was just talking with Jessica Hardy, who qualified in this event 4 years ago alongside me. And we were nowhere close to this 24.3 range. And I think it's exciting. We haven't had a medal in this event since 2008, and it's really cool to see the sprint women, on top and hitting these fast times. So fingers crossed for some faster swims. The Australians are definitely going to be tough, the Campbell sisters, but I'm thrilled about this.
I think it's going to be a fast one tomorrow. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
So we have one more, the 1500 for men, which we're going to see the final go off tomorrow night.
Yeah, 1500 for men. I think Connor Yeager is our strong favorite there.
Yep.
We have Gemmel in there as well. And then, someone I think is a dark horse is Zane Grothy. I think Zane could definitely pull out a good swim. I was actually talking to a couple people tonight about this race as well, and we really do think that second place is wide open. It could go to anyone, but Connor's the for sure strong favorite out in front.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see that. Can't wait to see. I can't believe there's only 1 day left.
One session left.
One session left.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's gone by incredibly slow, and in some ways, it's gone by incredibly fast.
I completely agree. Day 5 was a little, like, when is this going to come to an end, or when are we going to get to the 50 free for me? But it's so cool to watch this meet unfold and see these athletes. Some finish early in the meet, some are just hitting their stride later on, and the amount of focus it takes, the preparation and focus it takes to get to this moment, it's so beautiful. It's the pinnacle of our sport.
It really is. Well, I'm looking forward to our final recap tomorrow night, Kara. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ari.